Have you ever, in the midst of life's hustle and bustle, stopped and asked yourself, why do some people seem to be born favored by fortune, succeeding in everything they do and finding good luck wherever they go? Meanwhile, others, despite being kind and hardworking, seem to live a life of constant struggle and hardship. Is destiny predetermined, or is there a secret that those with great blessings quietly carry with them? The ancients observed and concluded that a person's fortune doesn't come entirely from fate, but is largely determined by their own character and conduct. Heaven is always watching, and it tends to favor those who possess the following 3 precious qualities. Let's listen to this story and see if you possess these seeds of blessing. The story goes that in a small village at the foot of a mountain, there lived a young man named Anne. Anne was known throughout the village for being gentle, diligent, and always ready to help others. Yet, his life was fraught with difficulties. His crops would fail, his small business ventures would result in losses, and sometimes his kindness was even taken advantage of, leading to him being blamed for his good deeds, and gradually became discouraged and doubtful. He wondered, is it possible that being good doesn't lead to good things? Is my kindness meaningless? In despair, and heeded the advice of the village elders, and decided to climb the high mountain to seek out a wise hermit who lived there, hoping to find an answer to his fate. After a long day of strenuous travel, and finally found the hermit's simple thatched hut. The hermit had hair as white as silk and eyes as clear and tranquil as an autumn lake. Shank and Aribe, he was not surprised, but simply smiled and offered the young man a cup of hot tea. After listening to Anne pour out his heart and his questions, the hermit did not answer immediately. He pointed to 3 pebbles in the courtyard and said, "A person's blessings are like the polishing of these stones. They don't come from the rough exterior, but from the qualities hidden deep inside. A person of great fortune often cannot lack these 3 characteristics. The 3 characteristics of a blessed person. The first characteristic, a truly forgiving heart." The hermit looked at Anne and asked, "Last month, when your neighbor accidentally knocked over your fence, letting all your chickens escape, what did you do?" Anne lowered his head and replied, "Sir, I was furious. Although I told him it was okay, in my heart, I didn't speak to him for a whole month." The hermit gently shook his head. Forgiveness is not about empty words, but about absolution from the bottom of your heart. How can a heart filled with hatred and resentment have room for blessings to enter? A person of great fortune knows that forgiving the mistakes of others is, in fact, liberating one's own soul. When you can truly forgive, you will feel your heart become light, and good fortune will naturally find its way to you. The second characteristic, a tongue that always speaks with kindness. Eten asked, "Last year, when your business failed, what did you say to your family?" And hesitated. "I lamented my fate and said harsh words, making the atmosphere at home incredibly tense." The hermit patiently explained, "A person's words have an invisible power. They can be a spring breeze that soothes the soul, but they can also be like ice and snow, causing deep wounds. This is what people call verbal virtue. A person with great fortune understands that sowing harsh words will reap conflict, and sowing complaints will bring back gloom. They only use words to encourage, build up, and spread positivity. Their mouth is a place where fragrant flowers and sweet fruits are born. How could their lives not be peaceful and lucky?" The third characteristic, a steadfast will that does not waver in the face of adversity. Finally, the hermit looked directly into Anne's eyes. "And today, after just a few setbacks, you have come here with a discouraged heart and a spirit ready to give up. Do you see, my child, heaven never pushes anyone to a dead end. Adversity and challenges are not punishments. They are the fire that tests gold, the opportunities for you to become stronger and more worthy. A person of great fortune is not someone who has never failed, but someone who never gives up. They see every difficulty as a lesson, every stumble as a stepping stone to go further. It is this perseverance that forges their character and attracts blessings to them." Upon hearing this, Anne had a sudden awakening. He realized that for so long he had been mechanically doing good deeds while forgetting to cultivate the most important qualities from within. He thanked the hermit and descended the mountain, his heart no longer heavy, but as light as a cloud. From that day on, Anne began to change. He learned to forgive sincerely, to speak words of love, and to face difficulties with an unyielding spirit. Gradually, his life began to transform. Though challenges still arose, his mind was always at peace, and good fortune and wonderful things began to come to him more and more often. Ladies and gentlemen, Anna's story is a reminder for each of us. Blessings are not something distant to be sought, nor are they a gift that falls from the sky. They are the result of self-cultivation, starting with 3 core principles. First, keep your heart open and forgiving. Second, keep your tongue kind, speaking good words. And third, keep your will strong, never surrendering to fate. When you possess all 3 of these characteristics, you don't need to search for blessings anywhere, because then you yourself have become a magnet, naturally attracting the best of luck and peace towards you. May all of us become people of great fortune through our own self-cultivation.